Hi, my name is Darren. I'm with Bolero Wireless. At Bolero Wireless, we try to bring simple monitoring applications to all type of business scenarios. Today, I'd like to explain to you a simple tank monitoring solution. Tank monitoring is for businesses who either sell bulk product or who are in the business of removing bulk product. So regardless of the number of tanks or where those tanks are situated in North America, you can use tank monitoring to increase your profitability and give better services to your customers. So I'd like to move ahead and show you what components would be required to establish a simple tank monitoring application. Over here we have a simulated tank, or a very small tank if you might. We have the GSM wireless unit, and within our tank we have two float switches that are normally open type, normally closed. So if you're going to be monitoring tanks that need to be refilled, you're going to want to be in the normally open position. If you're going to monitor tanks that need to be emptied, you want to be in the normally closed position. Then you're going to also need a 12-volt DC transformer that can plug into any wall receptacle. I think that's about it for a simple tank monitoring application. Before we go too much further, I'd like to show you a little bit more about the GSM wireless device that we have. Our GSM wireless device comes with 4 inputs, 1, 2, 3, and 4. It also comes with 2 outputs and the power supply. In this case, we're not going to be using the 2 outputs. These outputs are 1 amp relays, but also require a 2 amp power supply. Because we have 4 inputs, we can either monitor 4 tanks that are closely placed together, or we can monitor 4 levels within that single tank. The next thing I'd like to explain to you is how our monitoring device actually works. Before powering up the device, I'd like to run through what these 3 LEDs represent. This first LED is what's called the COM activity light. That, when lit, that means there's some internal communication happening. Okay, part of a firmware program. The next LED is what we call the service LED. The service LED is just to tell you that the system is looking for service on the GSM network. And then the last LED is to show when we actually have maintained some service on the GSM network. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and plug this unit in now so you can get a better idea of how these lights work. We have a fast flashing light on the service. That means we aren't connected to the network yet. Next, we're going to get some internal communication. It's the COM light. Next, the service light comes on. Here we go, fast flashing. And finally, back to the network status, we have a slow flashing light. That means we are actually on the GSM network. A little bit more about GSM networks. Before installing a tank monitoring service, the first thing you need to do is do a site location and see if you actually have a good GSM signal. Now you can do that in one of 2 ways. You can bring one of these units, plug it in, and see if you have good signal, or you can simply open your cell phone. It's a GSM cell phone, and the GSM cell phone would be either an AT&T cell phone or a T-Mobile cell phone in the US. In Canada, that would be a Fido cell phone, or it would be a Rogers cell phone. If you can make a call from that location, you can install a remote tank monitoring solution in that location. All right. Well, I'd like to do one last thing. I'd like to simulate a tank fill and simulate a tank empty. To do that, I'm going to use my beautiful little red pencil here. We're going to put that within the tank, lift the switch. This is going to represent our fill. When we're in the fill position, nothing happens. We're going to open our valve. We can see the imaginary liquid coming out. Once we've reached that halfway point on our tank, I remove the pencil. There's some COM activity. The COM activity is sending a signal back to our back-end office. Our back-end office is where all the communications end up. From there, we can send that communication directly to you via email or SMS message to a cell phone, to one of your drivers. We can tell, certain territories go to certain drivers or certain salespeople. It can warn them when it's time to visit that client and do an empty or do a fill. Well, I'd like to thank you for taking the time to watch our demonstration on simple tank monitoring. All these parts are available through us at bolerowireless.com, so that's www.bolerowireless.com, or you can call me directly, Darren Harney, 514-803-4234, and it would be a pleasure to talk to you about any of your monitoring needs. Thanks for watching. Bye.